Lois Lane issue 2 sees Lois become the story of the week as news and gossip networks around the world talk about her recent kiss with Superman, saying she is divorcing her husband Clark Kent. While cleaning Lois's hotel room, Alejandra watches the gossip networks talk about Lois and her relationship with Superman and how she chases the spotlight. The woman asks how Lois can stand the things they say about her, and Lois is reminded of Clark also asking her that morning, saying she does it like how Clark does it. She tunes it out. Clark says that doesn't always work, and Lois reminds him their profession right now is as popular as Darkseid, and on top of that, she's being viewed as some sort of harlot out to seduce Superman. She knows it hurts, but she isn't stopping what she is doing because if she does, they win. Clark suggests that maybe Superman could help out and make a statement, but Lois tells him not to, since this is her fight, and besides, the people coming for her wouldn't care, and they would just twist his words to fit their narrative. Clark asks her what she would do, and Lois says that she will do what Clark does, keep telling the truth. In Moscow, Voronova's apartment is being watched by police, so Renee Montoya sneaks past the men by acting like a drunk, knocking out the one in front of the apartment door before entering. Inside, she notes the place is definitely not the scene of a suicide, and more a scene of a murder. Later, she meets with Lois, telling her the reporter was definitely murdered. Lois knows that they wanted Voronova's death to be a warning, and she would have been alive when they threw her out the window. Renee wonders if Lois is worried about being recognized in the bar they're at, but Lois isn't too concerned since the secret is trying not to hide. Returning to their investigation, Renee notes that there isn't many leads to follow now, but Lois knows who killed her, the FSB, so they need to begin looking into the Russian government, since finding the men who killed her won't do much, since they are just the hammer. They need to go after the arm that swung the hammer. She presents some documents to Renee, a list of names and money, and tells the investigator to follow the money. Later, as Mr. Daniel Agger talks on the phone about someone leaking information to Lois, the reporter confronts him outside his investment bank, knowing about all his personal accounts and offshore accounts, and she wonders if he wants to give a quote for her story about them. The man threatens her with physical violence, and Lois welcomes it, especially in front of so many witnesses out on the street, but the man backs down, refusing to comment. But Lois says that she will just run the story without the quote to set the record straight, and Agger relents, saying that he will be in touch with her for an interview. Later on, as Lois begins her workout session, she calls Perry, who defends his use of paper copies on Lois's work, since she very much needs to be edited. They talk about Lois's story and how she backs up the legitimacy of her sources, saying she wouldn't write if they weren't so sure. She wonders if they're receiving any pressure from the White House, and Perry says the White House has made their displeasure known, banning the Daily Planet from all of their briefings. After Perry tries to guess if her source is Wonder Woman, he tells her to be careful, since she's making some very powerful people angry, and he doesn't want her to end up like Voronova. After the call, Lois meets with Renee at the place Agger wanted to meet her. Lois brought Renee to cover her back, but Renee wonders why she didn't want Superman to cover her as well. But Lois reassures her nothing bad will happen. A short time after Lois has entered, Renee goes in, posting up at the bar, where she begins flirting with one of the waitresses. Soon she sees a waiter head towards Agger and Lois's table with a gun, so she rushes for Lois. Lois dives to the floor as the man opens fire, hitting Agger as Renee grabs the man, beating him unconscious. Renee finds that Agger has indeed been killed, telling Lois that someone really didn't want him talking to her, but Lois thinks someone didn't want her talking to him. The question being, which one of them was the target? Lois Lane issue 2 continued Greg Rucka's fantastic investigation series that cracks open the process Lois Lane undergoes to get a story. This time with the added caveat that she is a big part of the story, so she has to remain unbiased in a way. The response to the attacks against her are so in character for Lois Lane, and Rucka does a great job of capturing her never back down attitude and her voice. I'm very much looking forward to the next issue, as well as this mystery that's deepening with people trying to kill her. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the Book Depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.